Hey gamers, what's up? So I don't have the ceiling fan turned on, which is why the footage looks so uh static. It's why there's so much static on the screen. But I kind of don't feel like turning the ceiling fan on. For once I'd like to not waste electricity by turning the ceiling fan on when the sun is still out, outside. Which I know that results in the footage, the face cam footage looking like it's static. It's looking like a TV from like the 1940s, 50s, something like that. Granted, I know that's not very much electricity that's saved, but it's something, right? So yeah, so I want to make this video to let you know that I bought new audio gear, and also in part to test out the new audio gear. So I bought a new microphone, I bought a new audio interface, and I bought a new XLR cord, and I bought new headphones. The headphones I was not actually expecting or intending to be buying. However, uh, the power button on my other headphones is on its last legs. So uh, I was like, well, I should probably buy new headphones before the power button stops working. Because, like, if the power button stops working, then I'm either not going to be able to turn them on or I'm not going to be able to turn them off. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy new ones. So I spent 2 months doing research on audio equipment. And unfortunately, within those 2 months of research, I was not completely sure when I purchased all this stuff if it was going to work the way I wanted it to. The only thing I was sure of is that it was all going to be able to be plugged in. That was the only thing I was sure of. As the only thing I was absolutely sure of is that it was going to all be plugged in. It was all going to be able to plug in. That's really it. So yeah, I did some test footage on the 11th though. I'm not gonna like post any of that or show you any of that 'cause it's not interesting, and it's just me doing random microphone tests to test it. So yeah, and now I'm testing it again basically after I've got the boom arm because I had to like reposition the boom arm a little bit. Not actually like unclamp it off of my table though. I didn't have to do that, luckily, but I had to like move it around a little bit so that the microphone would be in front of my mouth. And so now that I did that yesterday. Well, actually, my mom did it. I didn't touch it at all, really. So somehow she just got it perfect within like 5 minutes. I think this is pretty good the way it is right now. I mean, I think this is solid. And I was like, wow, that was super easy. So yeah, and now now I'm testing it. I guess something I should explain. So 2 months ago, the thing that prompted me to buy new audio gear was that the previous audio gear stopped working. I think it was probably only the microphone that stopped working, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy new audio equipment all the way around because I've known that I need to buy better audio equipment for a while now. So bought better stuff. I got better mic. I say better. Let me put it to you like this. It was more expensive. I think you can tell what it is. Is it blending in with my shirt? Nah, not really. But see that? Probably can't read the label on it. Anyways, it's a Shure SMB7 microphone. Wait, no, SM7DB. I bought the one with the built-in preamp, which actually turned out to be a lifesaver. Um, the audio interface is a Focusrite. Sorry, I thought I thought my phone was ringing for a moment. It was not ringing. Um, so the audio interface I bought was a Focusrite Scarlett. Scarlett what? Oh frick, I forgot what. No wait, no, not Scarlett. Focusrite 2i 4th gen. There we go. I'm thinking of my other one that's sitting right here. Anyways, so I bought that. I bought a Mogami Platinum XLR cord, and I bought uh how do you say this guy's last name? Sennheiser Sennheiser HD 300 Pro headphones. Is it said in that order? I don't know if it's the box. So the box says HD 300 Pro. So my bad. I got the order a little bit wrong. You know what? I guess I'll pull the headphones out. So here's the headphones. So yeah, they're I think these will actually work out a little bit better for me. Supposedly, I say maybe these will work out a little bit better when I'm editing videos. So I'll actually know how the audio sounds, or have a much better idea of how the audio sounds. Uh, when I'm editing the video, rather than like turning the knob up on my other headphones to make it sound like on my end that it's okay when it's really not. I've been told for like the past 4 years that I don't talk loud enough. And I get repeatedly told in real life, specifically when I'm at my job, that I don't talk loud enough. It's actually worse in my job than it is on the internet because I get asked to like repeat myself 5 times per sentence that comes out of my mouth. So yeah, that's pretty much the way it is. And then let's see. That's everything. Actually, I bought this was actually not recently. Well, I mean it was kind of recent. I want to say it was like 3 months ago. It might have been 4 months at this point, which is actually insane if it has been. I bought a Stream Deck XL because I was like, you know what? I should just go ahead and upgrade that to the next amount of buttons. I can't remember how many buttons it is. I want to say it's 24. Or is that the medium one? One, two, three, five, eight, 8 times 4 rows. So 8 times 4, 32. The XL has 32 buttons. And I think the medium one is 15 buttons, and then the small one is 6 buttons. I don't know why anybody would buy the small one with 6 buttons on it, especially with the exorbitant price that's on there. But hey, it's an option. My personal opinion, 6 buttons is not enough. Regardless of how bare bones your setup is, 6 buttons is not enough. And that price tag is insane. I can't remember what the exact price was. I just know it was like multiple hundreds of dollars. It was more than $100. I know it was at least 200. You know what? Let me just Stream Deck. I think it's called Mini. $60. That doesn't sound right. Dude, the last time I looked at it, I swear it was like over $100. It was like at least $200. Am I insane? Maybe they dropped the price on it. They had to have dropped the price on it. Otherwise, Amazon's got it for $58. So that's a whole $2 less. 60. Some place called Main Gear has it for 80. Okay, well, I guess Elgato themselves is selling it for $60. Some places, I guess, are charging a stupid amount for it. I swear it used to be like at least $200. I guess I'm nuts. I guess I'm just nuts. Whatever. Um, I don't think 6 buttons is enough, though, my personal opinion. Moving on, though, I bought the Stream Deck XL. Love it. I love having more buttons. It's awesome. I don't think I've explained actually why I bought new audio equipment. Other than that, the previous audio equipment stopped working. So after I finished writing the review for the Zelda Ocarina of Time N64 review, the script for that, after I finished writing it, I went to record it, and then I'm listening back to the recordings, the voice recordings, and I'm like, wow, it's my voice is just being randomly cut out, and I don't understand why this is happening. Why is it happening now? So then I try literally everything I can think of on a hardware and on both hardware and software ends, and I'm not able to find a solution. And nothing online is helping me to find a solution. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna buy new audio equipment. And I've known for like a while now that I needed to buy a better microphone at the very least. So yeah. Great. I will say this time I spent way more money than last time. That is for sure. I probably should change this out at some point. I mean, this thing's like, even though the weight capacity listed for this boom arm is more than what this microphone weighs, it's not by much more, but it's still more. It's still like just barely holding the microphone up. So I'll probably need to eventually change this. I just don't know when I'll do that. I might just do that whenever this thing just, I don't know, falls on the floor or something. Of course, the day it falls on the floor, it's probably going to hit my feet and I'm going to like break all my toes or something like that. It'll end in some catastrophe like that, but hopefully not. And then, let's see. Right, okay. So, the script for the Zelda Ocarina of Time N64 version of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I finished writing the script for that like 2 months ago. And I guess now that I have all this new audio equipment, I could just start, recording the voice lines for it. Although I'm kind of having doubts about the script. Um, I'm having doubts about the script. There's a particular issue that I think it has, and I don't know how to fix it. Because then when I think about like, oh well, I could do this to fix that issue, to fix the issue with it, then it leads to the next thought like, oh well, I mean, there's not really. I've already discussed that at the maximum length that my thoughts have taken it. I know that's not really very specific at all. And I probably won't get very specific about it because I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. I may just leave it as is. I may change it. I may add to it. I'm thinking of just adding to it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The other thing as well, I guess, while I'm talking about that video, I don't know that video is going to come out this month. Obviously, it will come out this year. It's just, I don't know if it's going to be this month because I'm very, very busy at work this month. I mean, you know what? I think I need to actually cut all that out. That's probably way too specific. So I'm just going to say I've been working a lot of days in a row at work, like 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we're going to go with that. I'm going to cut the other thing out because that's way too specific actually. So I'm going to go with that. It's been very busy. This whole year's really been busy with work. I've absolutely worked more hours and more days. Although the hours actually what matters more than the days because the hours determines how much I get paid because I get paid hourly. So yeah. And something else I also want to discuss. I've kind of already discussed it before, but now that we're 8 months. Well, yeah, we're in August. We're in August of 2025, and something that I started at the end of January, beginning of February, was I wanted to, spend more time making content, which has not worked out very well. I mean, it's worked out a lot better than it did last year for the first, like, what, 4 or 5 months of the year, I think. But, like, everything after that just hasn't really been working. Trying to do YouTube, like, just at all, has not worked very well because I'm tired all the time, or I'm just being lazy. Most of the time it's both. Although a lot of the time, more of the time, it's because I'm tired or I can't stay up late because I have to go to work tomorrow. And something that has changed this year is, like, uh I don't know. I don't know, like, why I necessarily feel this way, but, like, I don't have as much interest in the things I like than I used to. And I don't really, I mean, I guess used to was, like, I guess last year. I guess we'll say last year. Because I noticed that when I started working more hours, I have I created more of a desire to be at work than to be at home. And then being tired and being drained has made me less interested in doing anything when I am at home. I don't know if that makes any sense. That's just the way I've been feeling so far this year. And that's not to say that I have not been interested in doing things. Like, I am still interested in YouTube. I still am interested in video games. I am very slowly reading books. Uh, I've actually, it's crazy. Even though, like, I am reading books super slowly, but I have more interest in books after I graduated high school than when I was in high school, or just when I was in school in general. Of course, that reasoning is very obvious. I won't discuss that right now. We'll just keep it brief and say that it's because there's not any schoolwork attached to the books. I can just read the books and actually just enjoy the books as they are, rather than having to do schoolwork around the books. So, yeah, and I can read it at my own pace, which ends up being, like, 3, 4 months to read one book. So, yeah, but that's just that's how I've been feeling, and the same thing also applies to the YouTube channel as well. Something that I didn't mention in the initial recording that I'm going to talk about in post real quick. I think something that's happened this year as well. I think it's harder. I say harder. Well, I'll just say harder. It's been, I would say, maybe not as easy to be able to enjoy my days off because of the frequency that I get called in. And, every day that I'm off, it actually just kind of feels weird at this point. And I'm always thinking to myself, yeah, I wonder if I'm going to get called in today. I think I'm going to get called in today. And then a lot of the times it does happen, but sometimes it doesn't. So there's that. And then this doesn't really have any correlation to the days off, but a lot of the time as well, I also either end up going in earlier or staying later, which, like I said, doesn't have any correlation to the days off. But getting called in on my days off happens frequently. Going in earlier happens frequently. Staying later happens frequently. Some combination of those things happens frequently. So there's that too. But I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I asked for more hours. I got more hours. So yay, right? But yeah, I don't know. There's just, like, there's less time outside of work There's more time inside work than there is outside of work. That's what I was trying to say like 2 seconds ago. Don't know if that makes any sense to anybody besides me, but that's what I've been feeling. That's what I've been thinking. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's all. I guess that's all I have for right now. I don't really have anything else at the moment. I don't think. Although I guess I'm gonna open up the script again sometime soon and read it again and see what I think of it. Maybe I'll realize, well, that problem actually really isn't there, or well, yeah, it'll be fine. I don't know. We'll see. So I guess I'll see you next time. No, there's not really see. It's just watch. You know what? Let's do that. I'll You'll watch me next time, and I'll read your comments next time. So yeah, that's about it. Bye bye, and see ya.